up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy Titan Class Black Zarak. Now this is a retool slash repaint of the War for Cybertron Earthrise Scorponok. I think it was Earthrise, but it may have been Kingdom. But anyway, it is a heavy retool and repaint. Maybe not a heavy retool, but it is a retool nonetheless. The head sculpt and some of the parts, and obviously repainted to look like Black Zarak. And it does come in a Gen Select style box, you know, the gray cardboard box. It does say Legacy on it, but it's also under the Gen Select line. So I'm not sure about the marketing on this one. Either way, pretty cool packaging you could see at the beginning of this review. If you lift this up, there's a couple things you need to do right out of the box. So number one, go ahead and take these panels, fold those inwards, and that's going to give you a little bit extra movement on those legs. These are going to tab in, these two tabs right here and here. We're going to tab in right onto his back right here and here. So just get that pushed in, fits in very securely. Then this separate tail piece is going to attach right here. So there's two knobs right here. So get those on. And then this is going to fold up. And that's going to tab in right here. So there's two slots on the top of this. They're going to fit right here and here. So just get those plugged in like that. And there's his backpack already. Turn him back around. And now we'll take care of the head. Now this piece isn't covered at all in the instructions, so I don't know what the deal is. But it's his neck piece. Now I'm told that this is the same piece we got with Scorponok. I didn't have Scorponok, so I don't know, but I figured out it just goes right here. There's two little tabs and two little slots to get it in. So that just sits right there. And then of course finally you need the head. So here's the head. See if we can get some light on this guy. It's a really nice looking head. So you can see it's painted red. All that red you see is paint. The purple on top is paint. The eyes are painted really cool. It's like a purplish with a silver behind it and then a black around the eyes. Here's the back. Very clean looking head too. And then you can see a little bit of the Headmaster getting exposed there. So this just fits right in the top. There's two little tabs right here. So let's zoom back out. And this is going to fit right here. Fits in very securely. Now, there's a couple other parts here that you can get onto him. So a few more pieces to go. So go ahead and take these guns here. They're just a brown plastic. Those are going to fit into his shoulders. And then you can take his little pincer piece here. We're just going to end up on the tail. Come to the back here. There's two little tabs right here. And those are going to fit into the back. Actually, I think it goes this way. Yeah. So that just stores like that. Nice and convenient. And it looks nice. I love that. And what would it be without the Headmaster? So before we forget, let's take a look at this guy up close. So there's his front. And he's just like every other Titan Master we've seen, or every Headmaster we've seen. Arms go up and down, the legs fold up. The legs are one piece, but he can fold up his legs, which you need to do anyway. You need to have him sitting like this. And if we zoom out a little bit here, open up this chest, and you can see there's a little spot right there for him to sit. So he's just going to sit vertically like this. And there's a little cutout inside of here so he can fit inside. So just go ahead and close that. And there you have him driving. And the final finishing touch here is this spear. So you do have to plug it in here. Get this kind of lined up. And then take the top part of the spear. That's going to go into there. Actually, you can kind of configure this any way you want. This reminds me of the thing we got with the SDCC version of Fort Max, but you can kind of combine it however you like. I think this is the recommended configuration, so you have it like that. And then take the other half of the stick, that's going to plug in right here. And then the bottom. And there you go, there's his fully assembled spear. And he can just hold this however you like, it doesn't really matter. You can close the claw all the way down on it. You can take this little tab here, let's see, is there a plug-in point? I guess you could get it kind of wedged in. I mean, you can do whatever you want, to be honest. You can really hold that however you like. But now, one last feature on this guy, in robot mode, you can give him his shield, just like you could for Scorponok. Go ahead and take this off the back there. And you're going to take that and combine it with these pieces here. Go ahead and grab these off the legs. And those are going to plug together. You can see there's a little tab. Now, don't love how this goes together because it feels like you're going to rub the paint off. So just be careful with this. Yeah, I just don't like how it goes together. But it does go together. And then go ahead and take this. That's going to plug into the bottom of here. And there's the shield fully assembled. And that's going to plug in. There's 2 tabs here. And then 2 slots here on the top, which are going to fit into the side of the arm. So go ahead and get those in. And there you go, there's his shield. You can open these up or close them, whatever you prefer. But pretty nice looking, good option, especially with all that paint on there. It really does look good. All right, now let's go over Black Zarak's articulation. The head can rotate on this joint all the way around. It can go downwards like that. Doesn't really go up much. You don't really need it to. The ears can also rotate. These can actually come off, so if you prefer this look, it looks more like a Sentinel or something, I don't know. But you can have that. But of course, he wouldn't be iconically Black Zarak without those ears. Let's put those back in. The shoulders can rotate all the way around. Nice strong ratchet on these. You have a rotation at the elbow. You have a rotation here out to the side, so you can get all the way out to there. Nice strong ratchets everywhere. I don't feel any weak ratchets there. The elbow can get all through there. The claws can open up here on the fingers. So you got 2 individually articulated fingers, and then this can go in and out this way, and then this can go in and out. So you can have it like that, or you can have it kind of closed. I mean, really any configuration that you want. Very, very adjustable. You have a rotation at the waist all the way around freely. You have a leg ratchet, and that's why I asked you to move these panels, because if you want to go backwards, you can go up to there, forward to here, out to the side, also on a nice tight ratchet. He holds it just fine. Goes double jointed knee, gets you all the way. I mean, you can really get some movement out of that. And then coming down to the toes here, you get ankle tilt out to there. It does sometimes knock this loose. This is just on a peg, but you get up to there. And then the toe itself, that's for transformation, but it does click into place. So really, really nicely done articulation. And for a quick size comparison, there is Black Zarak next to the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Towers over him, fits in great with that existing Earthrise or War for Cybertron collection, now Legacy. All right, now let's get it transformed into his other modes. You can't take the head off here, and we're going to need this for the Scorpion mode, so we'll leave this and set it aside for now. Go ahead and take the weapon, set that aside, and actually you can kind of pull this apart, and we're going to kind of recombine this in a different configuration. So go ahead and pull that off, pull this one off, and then take this, and that's going to be your tail, so set that aside. And what you're left with is these 2 pieces here. You can just plug this into either one, it doesn't matter. And set those aside. We're going to plug those in a little bit later. All right, go ahead and take these guns off and set those aside. Go ahead and come to the bottom here. You're going to take these panels off the legs. Hopefully that was on camera. Same with this side. Go ahead and take this off. Set that aside. All right, now we got all the pieces off, we can start taking care of the transformation. So we're going to take the arms, we're going to rotate all the way up. and straight. So same on this side, rotate all the way up and then put it straight. Come to the front here and straighten up these legs and straighten up the toes. Into the back, unpeg this from here. And now you can see the legs, you can have access to these. So you're going to pull these out from here. They're just hidden inside the chest. And then rotate the toes so that they're flat. Like that. And same on this side, rotate this out. And then fold your toes flat, so that's how he's going to sit. Alright, next we're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees. So get this all the way around to the other side. And now this is going to plug in. So there's a tab right here. It's going to go into his crotch. So make sure you line those up and then get that plugged in. And I'm showing this to you now so I don't have to show it to you after I've laid him down. So we're going to lay him down. You can see there's 3 wheels here. 1, 2, 3. And that's kind of how he's going to sit and roll. So go ahead and lay him down. All right, now that we have him in this configuration, we're going to get him transformed into his scorpion mode. Open up this panel, fold the leg or the foot in, fold the toe in. It's just going to fold in like that. All right, once you have that in, go ahead and take this panel, fold that down. Leave this on this side because it's going to plug in here. So fold that all the way down, and then this is going to secure the leg to the side here. Okay, so right there is a tab. And just get that plugged in. It's actually just one tab. All right, next go ahead and grab this panel, and you want it with the tab on the top. There's 2 tabs here, or 2 pegs. They're going to peg into here. So just get those in. And it is painted, so I just be careful with that surface, but there you go. And then you can take the gun here, that's going to mount right here. I mean, really, you can put these anywhere, it doesn't matter, but that's the suggested place anyway. Get these legs down. All right, and that's one side done. The other side is exactly the same. Since it's a duplicate of this, there's no reason to show it on camera, so I'll just get that done off camera, and then we'll continue. All right, and the final part of this is to take care of the tail here. So go ahead and open this up if it's not already open. Come to the back and remove this if it's not already removed, and set that aside for a second. Come to the bottom here, we're going to pull this tail piece out. And now we can take this, there's 2 tabs, one here and here. Those are going to plug into the back of his knees. Those are very secure tabs, so you might need a little bit of holding to help you get it in there. They're very secure. All right. Next, go ahead and put this back on where you took it off. And just plug that back into the bottom here. And then close up the pincers. Come to the top here. We're going to open up this tail. And then open up the tail again. You can kind of see how this is going to go. But that's going to make his rear tail there. Take this piece here, and this has a little tab right there. That's going to fit into here. Take these pieces. Now you can kind of put this however you want, but I'm going to put one here. And I actually don't like this sticking out, so I'm going to take that off. But take this tab. That's going to fit right here on the side. Let's see. I think it goes this way. And again, it doesn't really matter how you put it. You can store it however you like. There's a million different tabs, a million different places to put things. Do the same thing the other side. Just get that plugged in. And the final piece here is the head. So you do have to do a little bit of work here. Go ahead and unpeg this from here. You can see there's a little cover down piece. You don't have to get it, but I like to get this out for this mode. And then that comes down and covers up the face. So it looks like that. If you wanted to, you could leave it because it's just the chin underneath. But that is the recommended transformation. So get that back down. And then this is going to plug back into where the head was before. So just get that back in. There you go. And then you can adjust these front antenna or whatever, however you like. And there you have Black Zarak fully transformed into his scorpion mode. Really cool looking. I guess I have this wrong. Yeah, very, very nice looking. You get the same articulation you got before. These arms can move inwards. You can open up these claws if you want to. You can rotate the head. You can rotate the ears. That's all basically the same. The tail can rotate, but I do find this last bit of tail is a little bit loose. That's going to need some kiki. It's not on a screw, unfortunately, it's just on a peg. So you'll have to tighten that, but you can adjust this tail however you like. I like to have it all the way up if I can. But like I mentioned, that tail is a little bit loose, especially with the weight of this. If you take this weight off, it's fine. It holds the weight. So that's really up to you how you want to pose it. But on mine copy, it does fall down there. So I like to have it up a little bit higher just so it's not falling down. And for size comparison, there it is next to the Earthrise Optimus. Yes, I know Optimus never appeared with Black Zarak, but this is my Chug figure for a comparison. You can see he's about to eat him. Makes sense, it looks good size-wise. Would be nice if it was a little bigger, but overall I think it's a nice size Titan to compare with this guy. Alright, now let's get Black Zarak transformed into his base mode, his final mode here. Go ahead and take all this stuff off again, including the tail, and these, and these. Yeah, everything's got to come off, unfortunately. Actually, while we're at it, we might as well combine these. So these are going to plug together. Let's see. Like that. Same on this one. Go ahead and plug it together. Those are ready. And then we might as well take care of these two. So you're basically making two equal-sized staffs or rods here. So there's one. And then here's the second one. And now those are ready, so you can just set those aside. You just need two equally sized. Alright, now we got all the stuff off of here. We can start taking care of the transformation. Oh, we forgot one more piece back here. Go ahead and take this off and set that aside. Now we can start transforming him back. So go ahead and take this tail. It's all going to collapse away, just like you had it before. Lay this down. You can open up this ramp here, and that's going to lay down like that. And leave that for now. Go ahead and take the legs. You're going to flatten those out. And basically they're going to be perfectly straight out to the side. We're going to do one side and then I'll do the other side sort of off camera. But go ahead and take this, unpeg this from here. Open up the leg. We're going to rotate the leg to the outside. Rotate this down. Rotate the leg at the thigh. They have a different sequencing instructions. I'm just showing you what I think is easier sequence to do. Alright, rotate that back. And now open up this panel. This is going to come down to the front. Go ahead and open up this panel here. And that might be a little tight, so just get in there. That's going to fold downwards. And just for the sake of showing you, push this down, and that's going to sit down on the ground kind of flat like that. All right, so that's one side done. Let me get the other side exactly the same way, and then we'll be right back. All right, there it is with both legs done. Can't quite fit this in my review area, but I'm going to finish up the transformation here. There's a tab right here. It's going to fit into here, so get that plugged in like that, and then the ramp should be face down. Fold the arms straight up. Rotate this so you get this claw straight 90 degrees, and then fold up the fingers so they're straight up, and then close this claw down. So you should have this basically as straight as possible. Or next, go ahead and take this thing which we put together earlier. That's going to tab in right here. So there's the two pegs here. That's going to plug in. Then go ahead and take your spear that we made earlier. That'll plug into there. And there's one side done, so we'll go ahead and do the other one off camera. All right, for the final steps here, go ahead and open up this panel here. I find mine's a little bit tight, but that'll just fold straight. Take this, there's two tabs, that's going to fit right in there. And then open these up. I think that looks best, but you can do whatever you want. You can probably leave the Headmaster in there, just sitting there. And it doesn't really say what to do with this. You could leave it on the front if you want to, plugged in. For the sake of fitting into my review area here, I did take it off, but you can transform this guy into the robot. But there you go for the base mode. Really cool looking. Really impressed how this turned out. The colors and the overall paint scheme and just the aesthetic of this is really, really nice looking. All right, now in order to get this guy transformed into Zarak's robot mode, you're going to come down to here, open up this little panel right there. That'll free the legs. You can fold the legs outwards. And just be careful, these are all painted surfaces, by the way. You can take the arms, and those are going to unpeg from the sides. Bring the legs down all the way. The backpack is already transformed because we did this for the scorpion mode, so you can just leave that alone. Go ahead and take the arms, fold those upwards. Take the chest, that's going to peg down into here. You get that really cool chest there. And of course you're going to take the arms, fold those down, fold this panel in downwards like that. And of course we need his headmaster here, so take this, very simple, just fold it over, and there's his headmaster. Trying to catch the light. Alright, here we go. And you can get that plugged in, and it's reversed, so you want the head the other direction. So for Zarak's articulation, you have the head on the headmaster, same movement that we've gotten since Titan Return. It is a little bit loose. He does have that eye patch there, really cool looking. There's his chest, nice red detail. I love how they did that. That's just so cool. Hasbro rarely does stuff like this. You know, it just looks really nicely done. The arms rotate around on this. They can go up to there. You have a rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbow for transformation, but also works here. The wrist goes in and out. You have a rotation at the lower waist. Legs go up to there. And if we keep this head in place there, back to there. And again, be careful with the paint. We don't want to scratch it up. I have a little bit of a paint blemish there, but I think that's just where they cut it off the sprue. You have a single jointed knee, gets you 90 degrees. Ankle tilt. So that's a lot of movement for a little tiny guy like this. I guess this is the deluxe class. Really moves. Now, if you don't like these, you can take them off and put them somewhere else, but there he is without those parts. I mean, these do kind of flare out to the side if you prefer. But really nice robot. He can just kind of sit here or do whatever you want him to do. You know, he can man this battle station or whatever. But really cool. Love how this turned out overall. So final thoughts on the Transformers Titan class Black Zarak. Let's start with the positives. I think the paint and color scheme on this is really phenomenal. They did a great job adding little details kind of all over the place, on the legs, on the arms, on the shield, on the head, on the chest. Everything just has a little bit of detail, just enough to keep it interesting. There is a lot of black plastic and a lot of gold plastic, but overall the detail and the sculpt work really keeps it interesting kind of everywhere you look. There's nowhere where I'm like, yeah, they just ignored this part. I do like the accessories. The shield is nice. The sword is nice, although those are very similar to the original accessories. I guess this is new, but this is the same. These guns are also nice, but they're the same as the Scorponok figure. The head sculpt is also really well done, and it transforms into a really good looking Zarak. I think they did a good job of that too. I was very impressed. Usually the deluxe figure isn't so great, but on this one I think they did a good job. So happy with that too. Negatives wise, there's not really a lot. I guess I would say this spear feels a little bit on the cheap side, just because there's a lot of gaps and waffles in it. But that's really it. I mean, this thing is really, really well done. I dare to say this is the best Titan class figure produced by Hasbro. Now, I know the Scorponok figure is basically exactly the same, minus the head sculpt and the spear, so I guess that one is also one of the best, or if not the best, Titan class, but just the color scheme on this really sets it apart. I really like how it looks. If I would even consider having this in my collection of Masterpiece, because it's that good. It's that good. It really fits in well. So highly recommend this figure if you're a fan of Headmasters at all and you're a fan of this character, then this is the must-have, the version of Black Zarak that you're going to want. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you next time.